Here is a voice that you thought you might not ever hear again. Listen.
This old house once knew my children. This old house once knew my wife. This old house was home and comfort as we fought the storm of life. This old house once rang with laughter. This old house heard many shouts. Now she trembles in the darkness. 2 more steps and I've made it.
You got it there, baby. George Yachts. When the lightning walks
pow. Ain't gonna need this house no long. Ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the sink. Ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil the hinges, nor to mend the window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no long. I'm getting ready to meet the stage.
George Yachts. Are you happy to see George Yachts here tonight?
Since I'm here, let me do a little Jesse. I taught Jesse how to dance.
Is he a sight for sore eyes? I call this guy I call you about every day, don't
I know you do, Bill, and you make an old man feel good.
George and Glenn and the Cathedral Quartet has how many years up in this part of the country? About 40 years.
About 40 years.
About 40 years up this part of the country. They redefined what quartet singing, good quartet singing, was all about. These crazy characters did it, and they did it. They did it. And every time I call you, you got a new story. What was you sang me a song the other day on the phone when I called.
Oh, I got to thinking, what would it be like if a guy didn't really know the girl he was marrying, you know?
Yeah.
And goes like this. We got married last Friday. My girl was right there beside me. Our friends were all gone. We were alone, side by side. We were so happily wed when she got ready for bed then. Her teeth and her hair she placed in a chair, side by side. One glass eye so tiny, one hearing aid so small. Then she took one leg off and placed on the chair by the wall. I stood there broken-hearted. Most of my girl had departed. I slept on the chair. There was more of her there. By side. Now, I was supposed to sing that song just to you, not to 20,000 people.
You know, one of the biggest comments we get on the videos is, You got the coolest old people I've ever seen on those videos. They still know how to laugh at themselves and just have a good time. Do you get out much? Do you go out and eat in some of the restaurants there around Stowe every now and then?
Oh, yeah, I go out to Cracker Barrel.
You go to Cracker Barrel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you ever go to places like Walmart or?
I live at Walmart.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I go from there to Cracker Barrel.
Do people recognize you?
Oh, yeah. The other day was at a shopping mall there in Akron, and I had spoke to several people. George.
They see you on the video.
And see me on the video. So I went to. I had to go to the bathroom, so I walked in the bathroom, and I went in the stall, and some guy said, "How you doing?" And I thought he must have saw me through the crack of that door or something. He don't recognize me. He said, "How you doing?" I said, "Pretty good." He said, "What time is it?" I said, "I don't know. I left my watch at home." He said, "Wait a minute. Could you hold on a minute and let me call you back? This guy in the next stall is answering everything I say to you." I went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor said, "George, do you do any exercise?" I said, "Like what?" He said, do you bend over and touch your toes?" I said, "Well, if God had wanted me to touch my toes, he'd have put them on my knees."
You look spiffy. I mean, tell you, this guy has been through every heart problem you can be through on dialysis 3 times a week, and you never call him and say, "How you doing?" He said, "I've had 2 or 3 of the best days that I've had for a lot." You can't get this character down. But he got himself back in the hospital here a while back, and they didn't think he's going to make it again.
Yeah, I've had 2 cardiac arrests, and they thought they lost me both times. But you know what I remember more than anything? It's so embarrassing, them gowns you put on. I mean, there ain't no way you walk down to try to hold it this way, and this ain't no way you can cover up your whole body, Of course, they give me a shot of that morphine. I don't even wear a gown.
The vocal band stopped by one morning on our way to Erie about a year ago, and he was in there again, and Ernie Haas called me and said, "Bill, I don't think he's going to make it." And I said, "Well, we're coming through here in a couple of days." And by the time we got there, he got through the deep part, and I asked the kids on the way up, I said, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and you were already up in your bed entertaining all the nurses.
Did I have a gown on?
Yeah, I did. They're all kind of buttons you can ring, and they had it wired up and everything. He says, "Watch what happens when I push this button." And nurses and doctors have come from all over the place. Say, "What's going on?" He said, I just seen if you were there." George, it's a joy to have you here tonight. You want to sing something for us here tonight?
Bill, I'd love to. I don't have the strength that I used to have, but I'm just as good looking as I ever was. Bill, I didn't know if I'd ever walk on stage with you again or not, and at this 30 mile down the Stowe where I live, and my son-in-laws and my daughters brought me up here tonight. I can't tell you It's like medicine the doctors can't give you.